welcome back, my lovely darlings. Today we have beautiful day and it's a new day and it's a new video for you. Today we're going to focus on outfits with those puffy sleeves. Some of you might like them, some of you might hate them. I think that when it comes to puffy sleeves, the opinion is either you really like them or you really, it's just not your thing. Personally, I think they can be really great addition to very like a simple look, and they can allow you to look a little bit more maybe flamboyant, little bit more interesting. You can add this little bit creativity to your look. So I think it's worth it to talk about them, and maybe those of you who don't really like puffy sleeves, maybe you're going to like some of the outfits I chose for you today, and maybe you're going to try them for yourself. So let's talk today about puffy sleeves and overall about those kind of like, I think they are a little bit more dramatic type of addition to your outfit. So puffy sleeves, they had a huge resurrection last few years. However, actually never left. Continue to draw to puffy sleeves because they are all they symbolize power, virtue, and romanticism. Puffy sleeves date back to Renaissance period of Europe from 14th to 17th century. This form of the puffy sleeves was just called Juliet sleeve, named after Shakespeare heroine Romeo and Juliet. It features a large puff near the shoulder that narrowed for the rest of the arm's length. The Tudors period of England, 1485 to 1603, introduced huge puffy sleeves intended to signify magnificence of the monarchy. Puffy sleeves also returned in 19th century, this time for the upper middle class women in England, Canada and United States. These were puffy sleeves, narrow, tight at the lower arm. They were called maton sleeves, resemble a leg of lamb. Puffy sleeves briefly returned to scene in 1930s as a direct response to the minimalist clean cuts of the 1920s. The Juliet sleeve returned again in late 1960s after release of Zeffirelli's film rendition of Romeo and Juliet. The 1980s saw the next major resurrection of the puffy sleeves. Princess Diana wedding dress featured gigantic puffy sleeves. So you can find a lot of puffy sleeves in the history, and it's not that they are just something new. They obviously returning to our time, and I think this is something just really nice and interesting that we just learn a little bit more about them. It's not just you know, the history is really rich, and I think there is a really big meaningful part of the puffy sleeve, and they can represent this kind of romantic style as well, because they have this kind of little bit dramatic look, but also this kind of little like a Shakespeare look. I think nowadays, obviously puffy sleeves, you can find them in blouses, in like a crop tops, jumpers. You know, the puffy sleeves can be really everywhere. It's not that there are dresses. I think with dresses they can look really spectacular, and especially even I think there is this kind of part of wedding dresses that now I think the puffy sleeves coming back as well. Maybe not like a dress like a Diana. She had this kind of huge, really puffy sleeve, but I think this kind of little bit more gentle, still little puffy, but gentle, more feminine. Those sleeves can be really beautiful, especially in a wedding dresses. Puffy sleeves can be really great. They can give your dress something a little bit more interesting. They, from the really like a clean traditional cut dress, they can just make something more dramatic, or if you pair it like a full set, like normal like trousers, and then you have like a crop top with puffy sleeves. For example, this outfit here, when we actually talk about summer, I think this kind of color of orange, of like salmon, looks really well, and you have a sample of a puffy sleeve here. I think as you can see, it is a little bit more dramatic look, but I think looks really nice. I personally like puffy sleeves. They can really add this kind of extra element that you're looking for, even if a dress is really simple, and then the puffy sleeve just going to lift the dress a little bit more. So it, for me personally, it's elegant feature of your outfit, gives you a little bit more elegance. If obviously the material and everything is really nicely done. Don't need to be puffy sleeves, they don't need to be crazy dramatic. Obviously for every day you can even wear puffy sleeves to work. They are like white elegant work, very professional blouses with just added puffy sleeve for some kind of, you know, more eccentric look. So you can really play around with those. They can be just really gentle addition. As I mentioned, the puffy sleeve for wedding dresses can be really great, but as well for a gowns, like evening gowns, those kind of maxi length. If you don't like to have like bare skin and wearing like a gown without any maybe sleeve, then I think the puffy sleeves can be really elegant. And if they're going to be made maybe of some kind of like a transparent fabric, they can be really fantastic. Just gives you a little bit coverage. If there is something to avoid, I would just really say avoid those kind of like a gigantic sleeves that just take all the shape. You look basically like you're wearing some kind of balloon, like something like this, or like just like that, you know. I think those two is a really great example of you look like you are swollen by some kind of animal, rather than you wearing really elegant and feminine dress, you know. That's nothing feminine. So those maybe are great if you are if you really look like a balloon look, that's fine, that's what you're going to get. But if you want to look a little bit more classic, then smaller sleeves are better. So yeah, when it comes to puffy sleeves, I think they can be really great addition to your outfit, especially if you want to try something a little bit different. It's not that they can look really like silly or anything like that, maybe if you go for those really huge one, what I said, but if you go for those little one, just like a little bit extra element of this kind of like a romantic look, I think can be really fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up because it's really supporting my channel. If you didn't subscribe yet, then click that magic button below, and see you in the next video.